Scaling your law firm doesn't have to be difficult. It's all about mastering a few key strategies, systems, and mindsets. Welcome to the Scalable Law Podcast, where we talk about how you can increase profit in your pocket and time in your calendar. My name is Carolee Fontanelli, and I have successfully scaled my firm so that it doesn't solely rely on me. Now I love teaching other law firm owners how to do the same. Let's transform your business starting now. Welcome to another episode of Scalable Law. It is so great having you here. Well, in Queensland this week, we have had a bucket of rain, but it has all cleared and now the skies are beautiful. I'm looking out the window and it's just so lovely out there. I hope that everything is going well for you, running your firm and doing all of the things that you do. And it is just a reminder today that if you need help with your law firm, feel free to jump on a call with us. I will leave you the link below. We offer a free 15-minute growth call. And on this call, we really determine where you're at, what's working for your firm and what's not, and what your goals are, and let you know how you can get there. From there, if you like what you hear and it's a good fit for you, you can move to a strategy call with us where we dive a little deeper and you walk away with a free strategy from that session. You can either then decide to work with us or you can decide to take the strategy and go and implement it yourself. You don't need to do this law firm thing yourself. If you're ready to grow and scale, we are here and we would love to help you. Nothing makes me more excited than getting on a onboarding call with a new client who's ready to take off and launch their law firm to the next level. It's so exciting because I know what a law firm can do for you if you're running it right. So today we are going to be talking about your intake process and how you can automate it as much as possible away from you and your team so that you are sifting through the time wasters, making sure that all of the clients that you do calls with are quality clients and that they're qualified before they jump on a call with you. In today's podcast, you're going to learn how to set up a streamlined law firm intake process using a couple of tools. This is really going to help you to collect client information before the initial consultation, and it's going to really also improve that client experience, which is so important to us when you are running a law firm. So let's get straight into it. So an effective intake process helps law firms to collect important client information before their first meeting. Now, often that first meeting can be free and it might be a 10 or 15 minute call, or it might be a little more than that. What we want to stop happening is we want to stop the interruptions all day long, where as the law firm owner or solicitor in your law firm, you get stuck on a call with a client who's never actually going to engage with you. We absolutely don't want that happening. So this process really helps that and allows the initial consultation to focus on advice and strategy rather than any admin tasks or admin questions that you have to ask. So it speeds up the whole intake. So what I encourage is that law firms systemize their intake process so that client information can be captured consistently, securely, and effectively. It's really funny because in my law firm, if I was to get a call or a message from someone about getting some advice, it would always fail because they would be outside of the system. So you've got to make sure that there's a really good system in place, and as the law firm owner, even you are adhering to it. So I would always make sure that clients, if they did contact me directly, that I would get them into our process and system, because then I knew that they would get the gold standard service and go through the process of being booked in and the intake like everyone else so that we didn't miss anything. So a really simple way to achieve an automated onboarding process is by combining tools like Calendly for appointment scheduling and Typeform for pre-appointment questionnaires. Now, these are just suggested tools. You can absolutely use any other tool that you might have. You might have an equivalent to Calendly for your automated calendar bookings, and you might have an equivalent tool to Typeform. If you are on Clio, you will have Clio Grow potentially, so it can all be done in Clio Grow. So you need the two tools. One, your Calendly booking app, and two, you need a questionnaire app. If you're also on a program like Go High Level, for example, Go High Level can do all of this in the one program. So you can either get a couple of tools and strap them together, or you can use a tool that has it all in there. But what we were using in my law firm before Clio is Calendly and Typeform, and they both work perfectly fine. So what this approach helps you to do is it helps you to ensure that clients are easily booked in on appointments online, straight from your website or from your social media. That essential information is collected before the initial meeting, that lawyers are properly prepared for consultations before they meet with the client, and that admin time is reduced down away from the lawyers as much as possible, and that the client experience is really professional and structured. So this is the goal of this process. Now, all too often, I am talking to law firm owners and they are answering the phone themselves, especially if they're solo, getting caught on the phone and not booking people in properly, then not sending cost agreements out in a timely fashion, and they lose the lead. So really what happens is you're just really wasting your time taking all of these calls when there's not this systematic follow through. So it's really important that the intake workflow is working really, really nicely. So this is a simple sequence. So this is a time to get your pens out or your notes on your phone to write this down. The simple workflow sequence is what can really work. So step one, clients book an appointment via Calendly. Now, if it's not via Calendly and they phone you, that your team books them in via Calendly, because then it's all automated from there on in. Step two, the client automatically is directed to complete the Typeform questionnaire, or alternatively, an email automatically goes out and the questionnaire is inside the email as a next step. Step three, the questionnaire responses that they fill out are saved and automatically shared with the firm. Step four, your team, as in probably your admin team, they put all of the client details and everything from the form into your practice management software. And step four, the lawyer reviews the responses before the consultation. So what happens now is that you've got a consistent automated intake system that works every single time. Now, this is the simple workflow that you can use. You can do a few really fun add-ons to make it even better. So one of the add-ons would be that when they get the email from you through the automated process, through Calendly or the like, that they then get sent in that email a video, and it could be of you or one of your team members explaining what next steps look like. What this does is it makes the show up rate of the appointments much higher, and it gets the clients to know, like, and trust you before they come in for the appointment. And it gives them clarity on what next steps are. Sometimes clients can be a little bit nervous coming to a law firm. It might be the first time and they don't know what to do or what to expect. So doing a video like this can really help them to know what to expect. So when you're creating this intake questionnaire in Typeform or Jotform or whatever program you're using, these programs really do make it super simple, and it's quite user-friendly when you are doing the setup. So the questionnaire should be really simple and really focus on the relevant firm practice areas. So for example, if your firm offers several different practice areas, you would want to make sure that the form that you set up is relevant for what their inquiry is about. This is really easy to set up. You would just have multiple workflows in your Calendly bookings. So if it's for family law, you would do a family law one versus an estate planning one versus, say, litigation, if you offer all three services in your law practice. And then that would trigger the correct email and the correct type form to go out to the client. So some suggested intake questions are personal details, the matter type, so what they need assistance with if you don't know already, a brief description of the issue, key dates, whatever other parties are involved, if they've had previous legal advice or not, what documents are available, and they can upload those documents into the form, which is really helpful as well. How did they hear about you? Because you want to track the metrics. If it's specific to a certain practice area questions that you would be asking in the initial consultation are really helpful. In our questionnaire, we also asked them whether they expected to get legal aid or whether they were a private fee paying client. The reason being is that we didn't offer legal aid. So it really helped us to start opening that question about how are they going to pay for their legal fees. Because obviously, if they are a legal aid client, which all family law practices, for example, do attract legal aid inquiries, then would allow us to point them in the right direction before they came in to an appointment with us. So once we set up the questionnaire form, then all you have to do is add those links into your automated email sequence that's going to be sent out from your calendar app, in this case, Calendly, but it could be whatever app you are using. One of the things that I really think about these initial appointments is that if you're offering a free initial appointment, which there's no right or wrong, by the way, we always offered free initial consults, but we went from 60 minutes to 45 minutes down to 15 minutes. And we tested and measured that over time. And the results of retention were the same, whether it was a 15-minute call or a 60-minute call. So why give away 60 minutes when you only need to give away 15, for example? Back to my thoughts on this is that if you're giving away any free time at all, I really do believe that the client needs to have some skin in the game. So by them filling out a questionnaire shows that they are serious about the appointment. If they can't even fill out a questionnaire, do they really deserve a free appointment with your law firm? So what we were doing was getting them to fill out the questionnaire, and if they didn't fill the questionnaire out, we would cancel their free initial appointment. This meant that people showed up because they had some skin in the game, because they were serious about their appointment. It also meant that we got rid of the time wasters. If they couldn't even fill out a questionnaire, were they really a client that we wanted anyway? So it was a really good way to siphon out the time wasters and tire kickers from the really good clients. So once the questionnaire comes back into the firm, what then needs to happen is that your admin team need to pop all of the details of the client into their matter, ready for the initial appointment. This works really, really well. And it allows for the lawyer to prepare for the consultation and really understand the client's situation prior to them coming in to the appointment. It also means that you can really get that appointment down from a, say, 30-minute appointment to a really tight 15-minute appointment. Then there is no more time wasting. What this whole process does as well is it really helps you, one, to identify, as we've talked about, getting ideal and quality clients, but also reducing lawyers in your law firm in those initial appointments so that they can actually be more productive. My lawyers used to really struggle with an hour-long appointment. It took up so much time in the day. And I completely understand and see that now. But for years, we ran 1-hour appointments and it was just too much. This whole process streamlines everything. It gets the person as a lead into your system and into an initial appointment, and really shows that you are professional, that you're timely, and that you care about the client because you're asking important questions. There are so many benefits of a systemized intake process. It improves the client experience. It's more productive for the consultation time. You have way better data collection, and you reduce admin tasks for both your admin team and your lawyers. A structured intake process is a really practical way for law firms to improve efficiency and experience. I'm sure that you can see that now. If you would like my tailored questions for the questionnaire, please feel free to reach out to me on email, carolee@scalablelaw.com, and I will send you our questionnaire questions that you can then easily pop into your questionnaire. This will save you hours and hours of setup. So feel free to reach out, email me, or you could reach out to me on LinkedIn Messenger or Instagram Messenger as well. And I'll be happy to send you my templates. Anyway, that's all that I have for you now. I hope that you've enjoyed this one and it's inspired you to streamline your intake process. Until next week, bye. Thank you for listening to the Scalable Law Podcast, brought to you by the Scalable Business Lounge. If you would love to know how you can get more clients without relying on referrals, head over to scalablelaw.com to watch my free masterclass. Until next time, you have got this.